Hey guys, it's me, it's PokemonTripHD, and we are back today with week 4 in the Battle Union. This is week number 4. We're going against the Livwurmple FC and their coach. Well, this is going to be like their backup coach, Erasmus or Ethan. Ritchie is their coach, but Ritchie actually can't battle this week, so we have a little replacement for him in Ethan or Erasmus. This battle was on Showdown, unfortunately, but hey, it happened. We can't really do too much about that. Basically, he just wasn't far enough into the game for Oras, so we're doing it on Showdown, and Showdown's a lot easier for us to do it too, so it's gonna be on Showdown. Sorry if you guys don't like that, but next week it will be back to Oras, so it's just gonna be a 1 week little thing on Showdown. So a few actually problems happened before the match started. Ethan said that he didn't know Selby was on my team. And he also has a Tentacle on his team, if you can't see. So basically, he didn't prep for Selby. I didn't prep for Tentacle. He was looking at the wrong team page on a tab, and he thought it was my team after the draft. And remember, right after the draft, Selby was my very last pick, and then I moved Selby onto the actual team off the bench. So he didn't prep for Selby. And Tentacle was also on the bench for him right now because Ritchie moved it off for Suicune. So Tentacle was on the bench, Suicune was on. He thought it was vice versa. And we actually just agreed to just let it go, just because I didn't prep for Tentacle, he didn't prep for Celebi, so we kind of called it even, and we didn't want to rebuild teams or whatever, because I felt as though my team was really, really good, and I couldn't really change too much about it for this match. So, Ethan, this is his first week in the Battle Union, so I don't really have, well, at least with this team, I don't really know what his playstyle is with this team or what Pokemon he's going to bring, so I kind of just had to prep for everything. If you guys didn't watch the team preview, go back and watch that. It was uploaded the video before this. I'm going to go over our team really quickly. We have a Calm Mind Celebi, we have a Defensive Arcanine, we have a Curselax, we have a Roost Dragon Dance, Specially Defensive Dragonite, we have an Offensive Mega Sableye, and then we have a Focus Sash Azelf with Rocks, and then 3 offensive moves. None of which include Grass Knot, which he actually ends up bringing the Gash Knots. That definitely stinks, but if we had Grass Knot, that would have been perfect, but it happens. I can't really do too much about that. So, like I said, we just decided, hey, let's just go for it. It happens. So, hopefully there isn't really any issues with him bringing Tentacruel, because he didn't know, so I think it's fine. Anyways, looking at his team, an easy lead. He doesn't bring the Dreadgon, he doesn't bring the Zapdos, and he doesn't bring the Suicune because he thought Tentacruel was instead of Suicune. So no Zapdos and no Dreadgon, which is actually pretty darn cool because those two things were actually really big threats to the team. Dreadgon because Mold Breaker rocks are really, really annoying, and Zapdos because the max special attack Zapdos is really, really difficult for us to take down. So, with all that stuff being said, Rocks is not a priority. He only has 1 Pokemon weak to Rocks. It's not going to be too big of a priority for me to try and get them up, but what I do want to try doing is stop the Rocks from getting up. I have a feeling he's going to end up leading Bronzong, or he's going to leave Tentacruel or Roserade because those are his hazard setters. Toxic Spikes with the 2 poison types, and Stealth Rocks with Bronzong. With Bronzong, he can also explode on me, so that's kind of going to be an issue. Also, he brings Mind Shout, so Mega Sableye is really, really important because Mega Sableye walls Mind Shout to no end. Arcanine also kind of walls Mind Shout. He also doesn't bring the Mega Scizor. I forgot about that. He didn't bring the Mega Scizor, which is really, really interesting to me because I felt as though Mega Scizor matched up really well against my team, so I was kind of surprised to not see the Mega Scizor come, but anyways, that happens. The Victini's there, of course. The Victini's coming basically every week because it's just so darn good. Big weaknesses against this team. Mega Sableye does pretty darn good. Celebi could potentially do good, but the Victini is just a really big issue for it. Arcanine also looks like it does a little bit of work. Curselax actually sweeps. If we can get rid of the Bronzong, it can actually sweep, depending on what sets this Pokemon are, of course. Dragonite can also sweep if we get rid of the... We actually don't need to get rid of anything. We just need to find an opportunity to set up, and Dragonite can sweep. We're not max attack, though, which is a bit unfortunate, and we're Dragon Claw instead of Outrage. That is even more unfortunate, but it happens. Azelf could also put in work. It just can't really touch the Gastrodon much, nor the Bronzong. Flamethrower only does like 40% if he's Spadef. It does a little over 50 if he's not Spadef, if he's defensive. So that's the set, and my dogs are just running. I don't know what they're doing. Anyways, I think it's about time to get into this match. Safe lead for me is going to be the Mega Sableye. No matter what he leads with, I can go for an offensive move, being Sucker Punch or Knockoff, and do some damage. So, I'm going to go lead off with Sableye, and he's going to lead off with the Bronzong. And we're going to pause it there. I'm going to pause it between each turn so I can explain my process. Or actually, I'm just going to switch it to really slow. So, Bronzong's in. I Mega Evolve, and I stop the Rocks from getting up. And he's going to swap, actually, which is pretty interesting. I'm going to go for a knockoff because he can't do anything to the Sableye or the Mega Sableye. So I'm going to go for the knockoff. He actually swaps to the Victini, which I thought was a really weird play because he swapped a Psychic type out for a Psychic type, which I don't really think you're supposed to do that against the Mega Sableye. As we go for the knockoff, it's going to do a ton of damage. We're going to knock off the Expert Belt, which means that this Victini was most likely the special lure set with Glaciate and all that stuff. I go for the Sucker Punch because I expect either a U-turn or a Blue Flare, something like that, because it looks like he's a special variant. And we knock out the Victini on turn 2, which is fantastic for us. This Mega Sableye is already doing what it needed to do. It took out the Victini, and Victini is the biggest threat against our team. So this battle is looking really, really good for us. He's going to go Tentacruel. I stay in because I don't really think it can do much, but he goes for a Life Orb Hydro Pump. Hello? A Life Orb Hydro Pump? What? What did I just see? What did I just see? A Life Orb Hydro Pump from a Tentacruel. I have... my mind is blown when that happened. I had no idea that would ever even come. Well, I didn't even think Tentacruel would come, let alone a Life Orb Tentacruel with Hydro Pump. That kind of blew me back a little bit. It doesn't end up doing all too much to Sableye because of its sky-high defenses. We go for the Sucker Punch just so if we can catch the Tentacruel. Unfortunately, he does swap out to the Roserade, and a Grass type move from the Roserade will take us out. We're not Spadef or anything, so it will definitely take us out. So we can't really risk staying in because Sableye is honestly too important with our Bronzong around. So we're going to go Dragonite. Dragonite walls this thing unless he has HP Ice, but if he has, I have a feeling he's running HP Fire, not HP Ice, because he wants to hit the Scizor. Even if he does carry HP Ice, it will not KO us from Multi-Scale. It does like less than 50%, I believe, because of Multi-Scale. So it doesn't really end up doing too much. And we can set up a free Dragonite right now because he doesn't really have much to stop us from setting up a Dragonite. He's going to actually withdraw, and he's going to withdraw out into the Gastrodon. Now here, if we were max attack Adamant with Outrage, we would be set right now, because after a +1, we can OHKO this, or not OHKO this thing, but we can definitely 2-KO this thing if he's max defense. We will be able to 2-KO this thing, but unfortunately I don't, and a Dragon Claw is only going to be doing around 40% right now, and I don't want to stay in and take an Ice Beam, or take a Scald and get, not frozen from a Scald, what the heck, take a Scald and get burned, because that would really, really stink. So I'm going to pull a swap out to Celebi. Celebi walls this thing. He's going to go for the Clear Smog, which is really interesting. I did not expect to see a Clear Smog at all. I'll tell you that right now. That is the last thing I expected. But that's actually really interesting. So we know he's definitely carrying Recover, Clear Smog, and most likely Scald and Ice Beam as his last 2 moves. So it's a really interesting set there. I didn't even know Gastrodon got Clear Smog until I saw that. But he's going to withdraw out into the Bronzong, as I believe I go for the Calm Mind right here. I do go for the Calm Mind right here. And the Bronzong's in, and I really, really don't want it to let him set up rocks this early, because if he sets up rocks right now, it could really hinder Arcanine and Dragonite. So I'm just going to pull this swap out to the Mega Sableye, because Mega Sableye honestly walls this Bronzong, like, to no end. It completely walls this Bronzong. Bronzong can't really do much to the Sableye. Even if he explodes, it doesn't even affect us. Heavy Slam would do a little bit if he has that. Gyro Ball won't do much because we're actually slower than him. Which is kind of surprising, because Bronzong is slow as, it's like base 33 speed or something. But Sableye is base 20 speed, so, well, Mega Sableye is base 20 speed, so he's going to withdraw the Bronzong, because he can't really touch us. We still have the Toxic, so that's good to know. Toxic gets bounced back because Magic Bounce. He's going to go to Tentacruel. I really wish I went for the Recover here, but I would go for the Knockoff just because I want to play it safe in case he did decide to stay in for some strange reason. But we take out the Tentacruel. So Sableye getting 2 kills, putting the team on its back right now. This is the first week we're bringing Mega Sableye, and Mega Sableye is doing pretty darn good. He's going to go out to the Roserade. I don't really want to stay in. I'm just going to pull I think I pulled the middle ground out into Snorlax this turn. Because in case he tried pulling a double or going for the Sludge Bomb, the middle ground out into Snorlax would be the safest play. Let's see what I go for. I do believe I sped it up a little bit right now. I went normal. Yes, I go out to the Snorlax because it's the safest middle ground play. But the Gastrodon's in here. I want to pull this swap out to Celebi because Celebi is definitely safe. I'm going to start making this go a little bit faster. I'm going to put on normal speed. He's going to Scald. He's actually going to get a burn on the first turn, which definitely stinks, but hey, it happens. Can't really do much about that. It also means that the Bronzong can't Toxic us anymore, which is pretty darn cool. He's going to swap it to the Mind Shao as I go for the Giga Drain just because I wanted to get some damage off. That actually does a pretty decent chunk to the Mind Shao, and he's definitely going to go for a U-turn right now. We can live a U-turn, but I don't really want to take that much damage with the Celebi, so we're just going to swap out. He's going to go to Roserade. He can probably finish someone off. All right, I'm going to go the slower, too quick. Now I go back out to Snorlax because he's definitely going to attack this time. as he does attack, goes for the Sludge Bomb, does a pretty decent chunk, and he does not get the poison, thankfully. Well, that means he has a chance to get a Scald Burn. Now, those few turns went by pretty quickly. I didn't want Celebi to take a U-turn from Mine Shao because I wasn't sure what it was. Because if he's banded, it could OHKO us, and if he's Scarfed, it's going to still do a ton of damage to us. So, didn't really want to catch that damage. And also, Mega Sableye is less important against this team. Only thing Mega Sableye is good against now is going to be the Bronzong. It does wall the Bronzong, but the Bronzong has any offensive moves. 2 of them will take out the Sableye, which is a little bit unfortunate. But here's Snorlax. Here we are right now. Snorlax goes for the Fire Punch. We don't get a burn, which doesn't really matter. And he's going to withdraw the Gastrodon, pulling a double because I can't really stay in right now. He's going to swap it to Bronzong on the double, which is a really, really good play. Also, the Mine Shao, we're going to be able to find out whether he is Regenerator or Reckless. Next turn, we're going to be able to find that out because he took a Giga Drain. So next time he comes back in, if he's Regenerator, he's going to get his health back. If he's not Regenerator, he's probably going to be Reckless. Because Reckless high jump kicks are just scary. They're just really, really scary. So, like I said, I don't want it to get up free rocks. So I'm actually going to pull a swap out into the Sableye, and this is where he catches the Sableye. He ends up going for the Heavy Slam, and Heavy Slam is going to be able to 2-hit KO us, which definitely stinks, but Sableye did his job. Sableye took down 2 Pokemon, and we get a nice Sucker Punch against the Bronzong, which does a ton of damage as he goes for the Heavy Slam and takes us out. But Sableye, you did your job. You took out 2 Pokemon, you did a ton of damage to the Bronzong. Honestly, I couldn't have asked for more on Sableye's debut, honestly. It's his debut for week 4. How do you say 4 in Spanish? I don't know, but week 4. So Bronzong's in here. I go to Arcanine because I just want to Flare Blitz and take him out. I can't really risk over predicting the Gastrodon to come in. He actually pulls a misplay, in my opinion, going out into the Roserade, most likely expecting a Toxic, predicting the Gastrodon. I feel like that was not really the greatest play because I couldn't mess around with the Bronzong. Nothing on my team could OHKO it besides this Arcanine's Flare Blitz, and I really needed to take it out for Pokemon to do work on the team, such as Snorlax. So I do feel like that was a bit of a misplay going out into the Roserade, but I don't know. I just think that was a bit of a misplay going into the Roserade and sacking it to the Arcanine. But Gastrodon comes out, go out to Celebi. Celebi walls this thing. It doesn't look like he has Signal Beam because he's Scalded, so Scalded before. But yeah, so in comes the Bronzong. Now the Celebi can honestly put in a ton of work against the remaining members of his team. We're going to be able to find out what the Mine Shao is exactly in the coming turns. This Bronzong's in right now, though. I'm going to start going for Calm Minds. He may explode right now, which would definitely hurt us, but thankfully he doesn't explode. He's going to set up the rocks, which is whatever at this point. He was getting them up either way. I couldn't really do too much about that. But I'm going to go for the Giga Drain. It's resisted. It still does a pretty decent chunk, but that does mean that he is a Spadef because he did eat it up pretty darn well. We've already known that he's Spadef, though, judging by the Sucker Punch damage that Mega Sableye did. So we know that this Bronzong's Spadef. And we get a kill right now because if we just keep on Giga Draining, he can't swap out to the Mine Shao because that thing dies to a +1 Giga Drain. And he can't go out to Gastrodon because that thing also dies to a Giga Drain, period. It doesn't even need to be +1. It just dies to a Giga Drain. So we can't swap out at all. But at this point, and I just slapped my mic. I am so sorry. At this point, Celebi actually does a lot of damage. So we're going to go for the Giga Drain, take this thing out. He can't go out to Gastrodon. He has to go out to the Mine Shao and press U-turn. So we're going to have to find out whether this thing is Reckless or Regenerator right now on this turn. So let's see. What is it? What is it going to be? He brings it out, and he gets his health back from the Giga Drain. So we know he is confirmed to be Regenerator. Now he's definitely just going to go for a U-turn, in my opinion. So I get to the Snorlax. I could have also went out to the Arcanine, but if he U-turns, he's just going to go out to the Gastrodon. It's just not going to be too great. So he U-turns. It's going to do a decent chunk. It's definitely going to do a decent amount. He's going to go out into the Gastrodon now, though. And we could swap out into the Celebi, which is probably what we're going to have to do, but he may pull a double. I slapped my mic again. I'm so sorry, guys. He may pull a double, so I didn't do that the first turn. I decided to go for the Curse. Predicting him to pull a double, even though Curse wouldn't really do much. I should have just double-edged, but oh well. We got burned from the Scald, which isn't really too surprising. It isn't really too surprising. I'm going to go for the Clear Smog. You're going to reset the stats of Snorlax as I go for the rest, just to get the health back. Also, it kind of lures in the Mine Shao right now. Definitely just lures it in. So I believe I stay in this turn to try and burn a sleep turn, because we're guaranteed a few turns of sleep, 2 turns of sleep. So I'm going to burn one of those turns. We only have one more turn of sleep, and then we wake up. So Right now, I'm going to swap it to the Azelf since Azelf is the least important, as I do expect a high jump kick to come in right now. Azelf is the least important against the remaining members of his team. He goes for that jump kick. He's not banded by the U-turns damage, so we do live that. And we don't live the second one, though, and we... Oh! I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. So, we do not live the second one. It's also confirmed that he's scarfed because we do outspeed him. So he's definitely scarfed. I go out to the Celebrate to eat up the high jump kick. Even with the crit, I believe it was a roll to take us out. So we live it. We go for the recover. And I should have went for the Psychic on that turn, not the recover. But, oh well. I can now just go for Giga Drains and just eat up hits. But I don't know what I was thinking. I went for the Psychic right here. I should have went for the Giga Drain. But Giga Drain was just overall the much better play. And then I should have went for Psychic again right here, because he has to swap back out into the Mind Shao. If he wants to go for anything, really. But I decide to just go for the Giga Drain right here, I believe. Right? Yeah, Giga. It does not take out the Mind Shao, unfortunately. And he can easily go for U-turn, but we can live a U-turn, and we can go for the Giga Drain and take out the Gastrodon. Unless he crits on the U-turn, we will live it. As we do live, it does 90%, which is a ton of damage. We can go for the Giga Drain. We get back a ton of HP from the Gastrodon, and we may also be able to take a possible hit from the Mind Shao that's not U-turn. Probably like a knockoff we can take. High jump kick we can definitely take from where we are right now. Stone Edge we can probably take from where we're at. We go up to 51%. Probably take most hits, and it looks like the match is going to be a win for our favor, but I do expect them to go for the U-turn and just try taking out the Celebi. So what I'm going to do is swap out to the Arcanine. I do need to save my differential, because after week 1, we really need differential. Right now, we really need differential. He goes for the knockoff, which would have taken out the Celebi since we have like no defense investments. Go to the Arcanine, and we eat up the hit, and we can easily claim this 4-0 victory. As he's choice locked into knockoff, it's not really going to be doing much. 2 E-speeds. Do take out the Mind Shao, though, and we get the 4-0 victory over the Livwurmple FC. Ethan, that was an amazing match. Erasmus, that was a really good match. I really enjoyed that match. I felt as though the misplays in the beginning with Victini and the misplays with Roserade really did cost them. It would have been a much closer match had those misplays not happened. In the end, Arcanine got 2 kills, Celebi got 2 kills, and Mega Sableye got 2 kills. So that's pretty cool. Dragonite didn't really get to do much, but it put on a ton of pressure just being there. Just the presence of Dragonite put on a ton of pressure. I really wish I was max attack with Outrage, so that I could have taken out that Gastrodon, but oh well, it happens. Can't really do too much about that. Overall, great game. We do have a 2-week break now, though, for the mid-season event. Again, if you don't know what the mid-season event is, just follow the TBU on Twitter. Follow the Battle Union over on Twitter and the Battle Union over on the YouTubes. Links are going to be in the description below. We end off week 4 with a 2-2 record, which is pretty good. After losing the first 2 weeks, getting 2 wins in a row is really, really nice for us. Our differential is now 0. So we're neutral on the differential side, which is great. That's why I did save differential in this match, because I really needed to stay neutral and not be negative. So great game to Erasmus. Next week, it's not going to be next week. It's going to be in 3 weeks. We're going to be taking on the Quillinator and the Dungannon Typhlosions. But before that, the mid-season event, it's going to be coming. It's going to be hype, and I cannot wait. Hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did enjoy, you know what to do. Leave a like right now below, because that film needs your love. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. I really hope you guys did enjoy this. And let me know what you guys thought about that match. I thought it was a really good match. Just those 2 misplays really did cost him. Overall, Mega Sableye actually did really, really good. I'm really impressed with the way Mega Sableye performed. And yeah, I can't wait for the next few weeks. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Have yourselves a great day. And until next time, have a nice trip.